So in that way, I'll say that 1.9 to 2.2 lakh is a good value for money. And another main question which I got just from the launch of the Ronin is that how is this being compared to the Royal Enfield Hunter 350? Because what's up YouTube, welcome back to a new video on this channel. So today we have the all new TVS Ronin, and welcome to the detailed review of the Ronin. So first of all, I've been riding this motorcycle for a few days by now, and I started loving this motorcycle because just look at the motorcycle. This is a 220cc motorcycle, which is actually falls into commuter motorcycle or a beginner touring motorcycle. Look at that. This motorcycle has a lot of specialities, especially the front forks that you see, which is very beefy and is giving a lot of good look to the motorcycle. So if I have to go through the beauty of the motorcycle, let's start with the headlight. So the headlight actually looks neat, great design. Overall the design is so good. The headlight actually looks very nice and it's purposeful as well. The low beam is not that great, but the high beam is really good. I really love it. And there we'll see the shining front forks, the USDs. That is adding a little bit of heaviness to the front of the motorcycle, but that's fine. It's giving a lot of control when we go to the top end. And the build quality is amazing. You look at this portion and all, the fender and all. That all looks so sturdy. And there we'll see the disc brake in the front. By the way, this is a top end variant of the Ronin, so this gets dual disc, and the top end variant also get adjustable levers, there you can see, and we'll have the Bluetooth connectivity as well for this variant. And coming out of the side, we'll see a kind of a teardrop design or something like that, petrol tank, which also looks nice. And yeah, there we have the 220cc engine, and there is a small kind of a bash plate which is provided. That is the only thing which I feel the flimsy thing in the motorcycle. Rest everything is so sturdy. And towards the rear section we have the exhaust, which is very silent, especially in lower revs, but when it goes to the top end it sounds really nice. TVS is making motorcycles like that. And towards the rear section, oh boy, that looks so nice. Actually, this kind of a tail light we have seen with few modified motorcycles, few Triumph motorcycles, or somebody would have done it on Royal Enfield and all. So TVS has got that and straight out of the showroom. Only thing is, yeah, this grab rail is not giving a good look. If you remove it, you'll get that kind of a very scrambler look from this side. And the seat is also looking good. The cushioning is also good. You might have noticed one thing. This is the rider seat, and here you will see the pillion foot peg, and the rider foot peg is over here. That means it's much comfortable or much onto a cruiser side. So the rider foot peg is here and the pillion foot peg is here, so it's much onto a comfortable side. And look at the handlebar. The design of the mirror is too good. You see this kind of an alloy. This alloy is so strong. Let's get on the motorcycle. It's not really a tall motorcycle, but around 800 mm means I thought it will be a little lower motorcycle, but the thing is the seat is a little wide. Now I get a feel that the motorcycle is a bit taller than the spec, so that's a personal feel. So looking on the things on the handlebar over here we have the pass switch, high beam and the low beam. There's an I button and the indicators and the horn. And on this side we have the engine kill switch. The mode selection, basically this motorcycle comes with two riding modes, and we have the caution lamp and the ignition. So let's turn the dial on. That looks cool, man. So there are a lot of information. So side stand indicator, let me just take out that thing. So here we have the tachometer, which shows that the red line is at 9k rpm, and time, speedometer, odometer, and the average speed, the riding mode. So it has urban and rain, so you press this button and it changes. So basically there is no difference in power, it is just the sensitivity of the ABS, that's all. That's the only difference. So here we have the fuel meter, and there are two switches here down, which is the mode and the select. So if you press this, you'll get to see distance to empty. I love to see the detail. Odometer, trip meters, two trip meters are there, and there are more information. So basically you can connect to your Bluetooth as well, since this is the top end variant. So altogether a good package, and it's just a beautiful looking motorcycle. Let me just turn on the indicator. Look at that, the indicator looks so sleek. On the design part I have to give 10 out of 10, but how about riding the motorcycle? Let's do that on the highway. By the way, this motorcycle comes with a silent start system. I can demonstrate you that. So this feature we have seen with few scooters, not on bikes. I think this is the first time we have seen this on a motorcycle. Yeah, obviously you'll be having a lot of doubt watching me riding through this kind of terrain. So first of all, there are no ground clearance issues. This is going everywhere what I wanted to. That's a good part. And secondly, the suspension is actually set to a softer side, which is giving me more confidence to go through these kind of bad roads. And also there is no compromise on the top end. There is no wavy suspension, and also that's what I told, the front suspension, the USDs, is a blessing for people who wanted to ride on bad road as well as good road. It might be a curse for a few who wanted a motorcycle which has a very light front end. So yeah, now let's talk about the engine. So as you might have seen, this is a very calm and quiet engine. This is not a really sports motorcycle engine or not a street motorcycle engine. It is a cruiser kind of an engine, but still there is a lot of difference. I'm still trying to figure out where this motorcycle is falling onto, because this is the first time I'm riding something like this. I cannot categorize this into street or scrambler or a cruise motorcycle. There are a lot of inspirations from all these motorcycles, and they mixed, match and made the TVS Ronin. So yes, the engine is actually pretty much calm. You can see that I'm riding in the 5th gear. Even the motorcycle is actually comfortable to ride in the 5th gear at a speed of 30 or 35 km per hour. That means it has good torque, and you'll get that instant torque just by 2000k RPM itself. The motorcycle actually start feeling that it's moving. And also the motorcycle has the glide through technology in the 1st, 2nd and the 3rd gear. That means it's pretty much easy and cool to ride inside the city. So it's not really for a top end motorcycle, but still we can do a top end. The max I've done is 130 or 135, I don't recollect. That road was a little slanting. I'll upload a different top speed video, you can go and check it out. But an easy top speed on this motorcycle by anyone is 120. So the motorcycle goes to 100 pretty much quickly. There is no issue with it. But later to the 120, it takes a lot of time. And after 120, it's up to your luck. Whether wind is favoring you or the road is favoring you, then only you'll get to pick some more speed. But honestly, this motorcycle is not for that. 80 to 100 will be a very nice speed. And also when you push beyond 100, there's kind of a little bit of buzz feel that I get from the engine, and that is coming towards the seat, the foot peg and the handlebars, and that's all about the engine. So it's pretty much engaging in the lower rev band to the mid rev band, but not that to the top end. And this motorcycle comes with a 5-speed gearbox. Well, that again makes this motorcycle to be a good commuter motorcycle. I really don't have to shift to the 2nd gear now, because I can easily ride this motorcycle out of the speed breaker in the 3rd gear itself. So yeah, I was talking about the gearbox, and the gearbox, what I feel is that the gearbox is kind of okay. A bit of clunkiness is there, but the problem is the play between each gear, the distance between each gear is too long. It takes me a bit of pressure and a bit of time to shift from one gear to other, especially since this has a cruiser kind of a foot peg setup. And you see this, I mean, this is one of the probably the first time I'm riding a motorcycle without my boots. I'm just riding on my shoes now. But it's a riding shoe, because I have sports riding shoes, and sports riding shoes are not actually ideal for this cruiser foot peg, and it's pretty hard to use the sports boots on this. So I have shifted to normal riding shoes now. So the play is more, so you have to put a little pressure. So it'll be nice if you can get that extended back lever for the gear shifter, because that'll help you to shift much comfortable. And when it comes to the clutch feel is moderate. It's neither too tight, not that soft as well. And since this motorcycle comes with adjustable levers, I like that feature, because when I took the motorcycle, it was in the setting 1, which is the farthest of all, and I have smaller fingers. I was feeling a little uncomfortable in the beginning. Then later I got to know that we have an adjustable lever at both sides, and I put it on the 3rd setting and I'm much comfortable. So that's a really nice feature. And if I had to talk about the brake, I'd really appreciate the TVS guys for building the braking system of this motorcycle, because front brake is very nice. I'm completely able to control this motorcycle from any of the speeds which this motorcycle can go. Basically, this is not the most lightest motorcycle from the TVS fleet, especially if you look at that 200 to 300cc segment. Yeah, of course, this might be a little less heavy than the RR310. But if you compare it with the RTR 200 and all, I feel that this feels a little more heavy. That's my personal take about it when it comes to the heaviness of the motorcycle. But even then, the braking is really good. And since this has a little more cruiser feel, I have to use the rear brake as well, and the rear brake is also good. And another surprising thing which I found with this motorcycle is that this motorcycle actually comes with a 17-inch wheel in the front. That is actually a bit smaller when compared to the other motorcycles in the segment. So that's one reason why this motorcycle looks a little smaller, but there is no issue. The tires are actually holding up really well. And to talk about the riding ergonomics, this is where I'm a little bit confused, because the upper body has a slightly sporty feel, but the lower body has a completely relaxed cruiser feel. So that means the upper body is onto a scrambler setting and the lower body is onto a cruiser setting. So I really wish to see a race at foot peg. I can actually get that because the pillion foot peg is actually underneath the riders. I've actually kept my leg on the pillion foot peg and it feels so comfortable now. So that almost feels like a scrambler motorcycle, but like it's not at all safe to do that, and you cannot actually switch all your brakes and gear system to the to the pillion foot peg. I wish to see this one to be a little towards the rider side, or if I can get a monkey handlebar or something like that, which is a little closer to the body, that'll be great. And after riding this inside city, I didn't really face any heating issues and all. This is absolutely fine. And also I mentioned this was able to take up a lot of bad holds because of the good suspension. Now let's pull it hard. This motorcycle is not really meant for that, but I just want to show you that how quick this motorcycle can go to the 100 km/h mark, and it actually lags after that. So let's talk about the pricing and all. By the way, this is the top end model. So this one actually comes for around 2,23,000 on road Bangalore, and there are variants which starts actually from a pricing of 1.9 lakh on the road, which is actually a very good value for money. That's what I feel, because if you compare with all other motorcycles in the segment, this one feels a lot sturdy and this one feels a lot premium. So in that way, I'll say that 1.9 to 2.2 lakh is a good value for money. And when it comes to the servicing and all, the first service is done in 750 kilometers to 1000 kilometers, and from then it's all once in 6000 kilometers or 6 months. And as per the service center guys, each service will cost you something like 2000 rupees. So that's also much pocket friendly. And to talk about the mileage, this motorcycle returns you a good mileage, something between 37 km per liter to something like 40 to 42 km per liter. That's actually a very good mileage. And also this motorcycle has a 15 liter tank. That means the tank range is also very nice. Now let's come to the verdict. Should you buy this motorcycle? If you are looking for a very different looking motorcycle in this price bracket and a very sturdy motorcycle, unlike any other motorcycle that I have ridden from TVS, because this feels so sturdy. You can see a lot of alloys on this. Just look at this mirror. You can see the build quality on the motorcycle. So if that is your primary concern, then definitely go for this. And that's not the only concern. Like, look is not just the only concern that you will see when you buy the motorcycle. And coming on to the performance, if you are looking for a decent city motorcycle which has got a good torque in this 200-220 segment, and when it comes to the highway, if you wish to cruise at a speed of 80 and all, then really nice motorcycle. And another main question which I got just from the launch of the Ronin is that how is this being compared to the Royal Enfield Hunter 350? Because I rode the Hunter 350 first and I'm riding this, because when all other reviewers got a chance to ride this first and then the Hunter, I got the chance of doing it ulta. So here is my point. There is absolutely no comparison between this with the Royal Enfield Hunter, because Royal Enfield Hunter is a bit lighter motorcycle from the Royal Enfield segment, which has a peppier engine, which has the thumb and all, and that's a kind of a street motorcycle. But this one is not like that. This is a kind of a cruiser or a part scrambler, which has a lot more build quality, has that calmness or subtleness, whatever you can call it. So it's all different. There is no point in bringing a comparison between this and the Royal Enfield Hunter. So if you are in doubt between these two motorcycles, definitely go take a test ride on both the motorcycles. In a minute you will be able to come to a conclusion. So that's all about the video on the TVS Ronin. I hope this video is helpful for you, and if you have any doubts on the motorcycle, do let me know in the comment section. If I know the answer, definitely I'll be able to help you out. And as always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. See you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.